Hey guys, welcome back. It's Iconic. I hope you're doing well. Today we have another Last Epoch video. I'm excited to show you my progress so far. I'm having a lot of fun with my Necromancer and I can't wait to show you what I looted and did to the build. I have been progressing faster and farther and been doing empowered monos too. It's shocking how easy to play this Necro is, and for those of you who play with a controller, this is a great build to try out. I went to my parents over the weekend and I just brought my laptop and a controller with me, and I was happy I could just sit back and relax and still play the game without any difficulties at all. Because I don't usually play ARPGs with controllers, so I wasn't expecting it'll play as well as it did. So I hope you stick for a while and watch the rest of the video. All right, so I'm gonna show you guys my progress so far. The previous video that I did was when I had this necromancer leveled high enough to do some mono runs, like echo runs, but they weren't empowered yet. So, but still, I got a few items to drop for me that are needed for this build. Again, if you want the link, I'm gonna post it on the description below. It's a build made by Ali, and if you want to check it out, she did a really good job in explaining the details and regarding this build. So if you want to try this out, and I do actually recommend, if you're a beginner, to try this build out, because it's a beginner friendly build. There's not a ton of micro management to do. Not Doesn't require a lot of crazy high actions per minute. So it's a fun build too, because you just have your minions do the killing for you. All you need to do is to make sure that this one here, Dreadshade, is always up and is always on your skeletal mage. That's it. That's all you need to do. Right? So a few updates is this one. I got this already. X Sanguinus or X Sanguinus. It dropped for me after 9 hours of farming, so it's kind of rare. I think that's one of the downsides of this build. It kind of requires you to get this, but there's a kind of a secondary option. I think I forgot where it dropped, but you can again check. You can check her guide if you want. But if you want to check my progress, this is so far what I had and what I got. This one I just got for the intelligence and the ward per second. This is not part of the guide, but it's kind of working out for me. But I'm still looking for that helmet that gives the ward per second, ward retention, and some minion buffs. Okay. This one I got from last week together with this one because they drop from the same boss. This one I was lucky. It dropped for me. I think it's on the same timeline too, right? So this one is really good too. It has minion damage, critical strike multiplier, plus the intelligence. I remembered Ali saying that increasing your intelligence would also increase the damage output of your skeletal mage. So that's actually really good. This one is really good. A shout out to my friend Tom Han. We did a bit of back and forth with our comments on my previous video because he's helped me a ton. He gave me a lot of tips with this game because I just started this 2 weeks ago and I thoroughly enjoyed it. So he gave me tips on because apparently he's running the same build and he's of course more advanced than me, but yeah, he gave me lots of advice as far as the build is concerned, what to do and what to do to be better and to have more damage, right? So this one, I was kind of farming for it for 7 hours and it never dropped for me. So I told him in the comment, hey, I'm farming for the chronostasis. And he said, oh man, you can actually get Dawn Blade. A Dawn Blade is, I think, a common or a rare item that drops, and just put it on the forge and just use the rune of ascendance and you can get a chance to get this. I was like, oh, I didn't know that I didn't know you can do that. So I did it, and on my first try I got it, so I was really ecstatic and happy. And again, shout out to Tom Hand for giving me those tips. And he also said to change my zombies to Bone Curse. Let me this one here. I haven't really checked the skill tree, but I read the tooltips. It seems to be giving more DPS multipliers or even crowd control, but I haven't really studied them. So I'll be looking at them when I think the Bone Golem won't doesn't help me anymore. But for now, it's kind of fun to have two summons, and it's taking a lot of aggro away from me. So because the golem actually takes gets the aggro, gets some aggro. So I forgot where that was. Where's that buff? But yeah, he takes aggro. Yeah, this one he generates more threat, so which increases likelihood of enemies targeting it. So previous days I was experiencing a lot of aggro threat um generated, so I kept on dying. But it's mostly a skill issue, positioning and stuff. But then I wanted to kind of experiment on this because I read that skill when I was kind of exploring some skills to change the zombies, because I think it wasn't really helping me a lot. And most importantly, because sometimes I would cast the dread shade on the zombies and it would waste it, because this one here has a cooldown now. And if you don't have it on top of your skeletal mage, your skeletal mage does not do any damage at all. So three zombies running around, and you can accidentally just target the dread shade on top of them, and then that you lose a lot of DPS. So yeah, so blood golem kind of has a decent amount of damage, and if you accidentally put the dread shade on top of him, it's still good, it's still fine, because he does a lot of damage and he generates a lot of threat, right? So yeah, this video would be showing you guys a run that I would talk about how I do stuff, and then I will leave you with a few more gameplays where I did some bosses and a few more echo runs. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and do some runs here. I'm still at the low corruption level, 133, but let's do that one. I'm gonna show you how I do things and what my thought process is. Whenever I start a run, I always cast my skeletal mage and then just put the dread shade on top of him, and then my bone golem. Sometimes I would do the infernal shade on top of the blood golem just to make him go faster, and just roam around and let them do the killing for you. Yeah, so it's fun, and it's low APM. If you're using a controller, which I did over the weekend because I was with my parents, so I just brought my laptop and I just wanted to chill, so I brought a controller. This build is so fun and easy to use, to run with, and while you use a controller. There's not much buttons to press. So yeah, as you can see there, I just recast the dread shade because when I saw my buffs here, it went away. It disappeared, so I know that I need to recast it. All right, just blood golem again, infernal shade for him. And here, since we're not moving a lot, I will cast an infernal shade on top of my mage. The reason why I do that is because when I do cast my infernal shade on top of my mage, he runs crazy. Sometimes he runs fast and then he won't stop. So if he's running, he's not attacking. So that's the problem. All right, so there's no more dread shade, so the DPS is low, so I cast him on top of him, and all of a sudden he's attacking fast and doing damage again. And there we have it. Okay. Oh, I lagged. And there we have it, guys. So that's easy. So once again, yeah, he's gonna die if he's not attacking a minion. So once again, just make sure that you have your dread shade on top of your skeletal mage, because this one ensures that all his attacks are critical, and he has tons of damage multipliers here, and then just make sure that it's topped up almost always. That's your sole responsibility, of course, apart from not dying. And if you want to run the bone golem, just make sure that you have infernal shade, and if he dies, just recast. He has a really short cooldown, and you don't really need much mana for this. So because you will only be casting either infernal shade or dread shade. So if he's far away from you and you're kind of um surrounded by a lot of enemy minions, just recast him on top of those enemy minions, and chances are he's gonna get the threat, and then he's gonna tank all of them, and he has a skill that stuns them too. So yeah. Oh yeah, I'm gonna show you how I did my blood golem. I'm sorry, bone golem. So I got this to make him tankier, and then this, of course, for the threat. Right, so he's gonna be bigger and 60% threat generated, so he's gonna take all the aggro. I got this to give him more armor if I recast him. And then since I'm running cold damage, I got him to be I got all this track here. And then this one, of course, for again additional armor, including self. I think including the mage, but not yourself because you're not a minion. And yeah, that's straightforward, just a tanky and beefy golem. But if you don't want to run this, again, Ali did a great explanation on the build. What she ran with is summon volatile zombies. But yeah, again, it's not working out for me so much because I would accidentally cast my dread shade on top of him, and I would it would waste a lot of time because the dread shade has 18 seconds cooldown because of an upgrade. Right, the upgrade is your minions. Let me show you. Yeah, this one. So the minion targeted by the dread shade now always critically strikes, but the dread shade now has a cooldown. Without this, the dread shade can be doesn't have any cooldown. You can spam it, right? But because of this, it now has a cooldown. So just imagine if you cast it on top of your zombies, and you're gonna waste 18 seconds just running around because your mage won't do any damage at all. So yeah, what else? Yeah, I guess that's it. That's the progress. I'm already doing empowered monos, and I'm at corruption 133. I'll try to bump it up to 200. And I'm farming for equipment that has legendary potentials now. And of course, this one, my gloves, the gloves that is needed for this build to work is drops on a from a dungeon called Temporal Sanctum. I've done it a few times, and I was unlucky. I didn't get any, but I'm gonna do it again on the tier 3 and tier 4 because it drops. You get more chances of it dropping if you go higher on the tier, but of course it's gonna be harder, right? And then the next one is this one. Tom said that for this build to be better, you need to get a relic that has +2 on the skeletal mage, so that you can kind of potentially become better, make this build better, so that you can mix some skill points here and there, right? To explain it better, sorry, you want to max this out and use those +2, and then you can respec your passives to get rid of this, because this is what you need for your skeletal mage to leech off from every damage that it does. So it's it's taking damage from the infernal shade, so you want it to leech off HP so that it won't die as fast, right? So you can make use of the 5 points if you have the +2 here, +2 to skeletal mage. I'm still looking for that, and of course the totems. All right, guys, so that's the progress. And again, if you know much more information that I do, again, I consider myself to be a beginner, and but I would love to learn more about this game because this game blew my expectation. I've been playing this every day. I'm loving the game. Again, if you are new and if you just happen to to see this video and you went curious and clicked it, and if you want something of value taken from this video, it would be this recommendation to play the game. It's only $35, I think, off of Steam, and it's even more, it's way worth than that, right? So they're still on early access, so there will be bugs, but it's I haven't seen anything that's game breaking, that impedes my enjoyment of the game. It's a really great game, so I would strongly recommend you try it out. And yeah, I mean, just go for it, right? So anyway, yeah, that's the progress. And again, do let me know in the comments below maybe what I did wrong or what I could do to improve my build, or let me know if you're enjoying the game. I really love reading your comments, and I reply to each and every one of them. So, and if you like the video, please do leave a like. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I hope I earned your subscription. Right? So I'm gonna leave you with the gameplay. And like, once again, as always, from time to time, stand up, take a walk outside, breathe the fresh air, and grab a sip of water, a glass of water, and then check your posture, and then go back to gaming. Take care, guys. Peace.